Hello everybody and welcome to Talkin' Tuesday, where today we are coming into a reaction or a response, something. So for those of you who don't know, I have a TikTok, and on that TikTok I had posted a video because YouTube decided to be a child and didn't upload a short in time, so I thought, well, it's a throwaway anyway, right? So let me just put it onto TikTok. And wow, when they say hashtags work, they work, because by the time I'm recording this, 11,000 people saw the video and X amount of you guys had something to say about my video. So what was the video? In essence, I basically said that I liked the first FNAF movie and I just can't wait to see what they do for the second one, albeit I would like a little bit more scare, but you know, I think overall we just need to chill back and just watch what they do, because Scott Cawthon and Blumhouse got us. Apparently not, according to all of you guys. So I came up with a list of things I wanted to talk about, because lists are very nice. So if you guys see me coming off a little bit, that's because I'm reading, just to make sure I stay on point and don't keep you guys here for a million years, because as you guys know, FNAF is something that you could talk about forever, and I would love to continue having discussions with you guys because I really enjoy this kind of anyway. So let's get into it. Number one, I had mentioned too in that little video that these are not, the movies are obviously not canon to the game, so I think we need to try to take a deep breath, step back from it, because I think that is a very important factor to remember. And with that, which I'll get into a little bit later, it was very weird to me in the trailer that Abby would say she was going to fix her friends, and then we start seeing the toy animatronics, which, let's talk about that in general, because now stop me if I'm wrong, but FNAF 2 in the timeline takes place before FNAF 1. Which, if we're gonna, and I know I just said let's back it up and not do it, but guys, if we were trying to keep the same continuity of the games to the movie, how does that make sense? I mean, sure, maybe Mike's parents were alive last year, but we know they died, and we know that it's been a hot minute. So, I mean, it couldn't have been his dad that made them, assuming that that's who did it at all. So I think we definitely have very, very different origins for the pizzeria locations, period. Fazbear Entertainment is owned by way different people. We do know that Acton is a solid, but he doesn't strike me as the person who is anywhere near the engineering or the creation of the animatronics. So I think that needs to be taken into account. Next, so I think that was an interesting thing, saying that she's gonna fix them. I think that might mean that they are the withered animatronics. I think that would be really, really cool, just to see how they decide, how the costume designers and the puppeteers do that, because that was so cool to be in the movie, to see the behind the scenes. But if they do become the toys, that goes into the next thing. Somebody had mentioned the AI, that they are a rogue AI. The toys are anyway, not the children's spirits. Good point. But you know, like what if they fix themselves, or they guided Abby to do that? What if they are the toys? It wouldn't make sense, but it would be interesting. Okay. And then somebody else, when I was talking about the trailer with them, they were saying that it seems like the new movie is going to be a combination, I think they said, of 2 and 3. The one with Afton, with Springtrap, like being like, I come back. For when they made it into a haunted house. I think I personally think it's really just going to be focusing more on number 2, maybe a smidge of Afton coming back, because apparently Matthew Lillard did sign a contract for 3 movies, so if we're only to be expecting 3 movies, he should be in this one. If not, maybe he does come into a 4th installment. We'll see, who knows. But yeah. Next, the scare factor. I had mentioned before, I like the suspense. I think that is definitely what got everybody. Think back to when you were watching Daco, Markiplier, MatPat, whoever, Corey Kenshin. Everybody was going into because I lost something, because something's not working, because the buttons aren't working, because the door's not closing in time. Not that anything was slow, but there was suspense. Because we need things to go right now, but you can't, right? Because It's not how it works. So that was to me the best part of FNAF being a psychological horror, was that not only just the story and just the premise of it being gruesome, but also it's so fun to just sit there and be like, I have to sit. Like, those are fun. I don't know. Me personally, that's what I like to see. Obviously, you guys know I suck at playing horror games. I far prefer watching other people, but that is something I enjoy watching, even in regular horror movies. So I think if they up the suspense level just a little bit, I think that would make things a whole lot better. I think everybody would be a little more happier. I don't think the jump scares, especially in movies, are just really cheap. That's why I'm saying add more suspense. I think suspense would do a lot better for the franchise in film. Also, I agree with everybody. Markiplier needs to be in it. I just really want to make that big. Markiplier needs to be in this. Please, for favor. That'd be amazing. Okay. Let's see. I also said here that the animatronic designs are fine. I really like them. I already said that. The puppeteers did an amazing job. The actors did an amazing job. I absolutely loved it. I would like to see, though, just something of, like, Freddy's laugh and maybe some of Chica's, like, moaning that she does. That, whoa, actually not thinking about it, FNAF 2, her groaning, I think, is better to say. Yeah, I just really liked it. It was very eerie, and I think added to that suspense, because as you heard it getting closer, you're like, oh my god, it's Chica, you know, close the door. So, I would really like all of that. And, okay. Guys, let's be real. It's Scott Cawthon. It is Scott Cawthon who's doing it. Everybody was getting on their toes about Steel Wool getting in it because, you know, Scott took a step back and now it's Steel Wool who's doing everything. Are the games, for better or for worse? That's a discussion for another day. I think on their own, the games are okay if, you know, you're not encountering 1,000,001 bugs, but at the same time, I agree with Markiplier. If you haven't seen his playthrough of Secret of the Mimic, totally recommend. But at the very end, he's talking about how, you know, it's a good game, but, like, I would like it to come back to the roots of what FNAF was, because now it's like just going so far back, you know, you're not even really getting much essence of FNAF. I partly agree with that almost entirely. For the games anyway, you know, I enjoy seeing the history and how things are coming together. It feels like putting together a puzzle, but I mean, yeah, that's part of why I liked Security Breach, was because it was going forward in time. I would like to see some of that, but, you know, I do trust that people have their hands on it, that they do appreciate the fans enough to give us something that we deserve, and there's that. And going into that, Blumhouse has been doing a good job with movies. I don't even know what drugs they're taking to say that thinking Megan can do anything. Of course, that wasn't necessarily Blumhouse saying that, but come on, Megan. You know you won't. But anyway, guys, Scott Cawthon has his hands on this project. I think we need to put a little bit of trust in him. He's got it. I mean, yeah, sure, we kind of complained about the books, but I mean, the books are still good. The books are their own entity, and that's how they're appreciated. The movies need to be appreciated the same way. In that note, somebody had said, paraphrasing, but that to put humanity into the animatronics is a huge mischaracterization of them. And I don't agree with that in the slightest. I would argue that till my last breath, because, and that's part of why I really liked the first movie, was that I felt like it brought that back. There was an animation I had seen when I was younger, back when, you know, we were making a bunch of fan stuff for FNAF, but it was really going into detail of, remember when they were kids, and like just thinking of how that day could have went when they died. You know, going through whatever lore that we had at the time, and it just made me stop and think, like, dang, yeah, these are kids at the end of the day. I mean, I think we forgot about that. I think we got so caught up in the fact that they're monsters that they're kids. And at that point too, I was also wondering, like, man, what would they do if, I mean, they've only ever, now of course this is before Security Breach, so I was wondering, like, what would they do if they saw a child? Like, would they chill? I mean, they're chill during the day, it's not like they're turned off. So I was really wondering about that. And they're only really aggressive to adults. And so to say that the movie is crap because there's that factor, I think that needs to be looked at in a different lens. We see Mike get bodied a couple times. If he's ever there alone, he's at risk. Did he sleep the entire time? I didn't like that very much. I understand why they did it. I think it was kind of weird. I think they could have melded into a little bit of the, no, they hunt. But I mean, fine, whatever. We didn't get it. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. But we saw Foxy attack. We hit him a couple times. We've seen them hunt. So, and stalk. So we know that's a possibility. We know that's a thing. We had Golden Freddy in the first movie. So we know that there is some sense, and did tease the puppet. So we know that there is humanity in this universe when it comes to the spirits. Thank you. Thank you. So at the end of the day, that's what I think about that. Some other people were saying that the first movie was absolutely just like a dumpster fire and it was terrible. Okay. Thanks for your opinion. Why are you here? Like, I understand wanting to, and actually I was just having this discussion with my dad last night about the Superman movie, and that, you know, I feel like it's been a long time since, you know, us fans have gotten what we deserve, because I think that's exactly what people do deserve. They deserve something that they're like, that is recognizable to the things that I love, right? Or to whatever fandom thing that you got. So yeah, I definitely agree in that sense that I want it to be mirroring enough to the games, but it's not going to be exactly the games. That would be boring. I don't know what anybody else is thinking. You have to have way more plot and depth in order to make the games into a substantial 2-hour movie that people will actually be like, man, I liked that. But if you think you have something better, I would love to read any content somebody has. I would like to have a life again, so that'd be nice. Anyway, yeah, I honestly, guys, like, if you did not like the first movie that much, that's like not liking the books. You don't have to like it, but don't make it our problem that you didn't like it. And if it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I wish it was up here, but it was more down here, and I would really like it to meet that level. That's normal. I think every franchise has that, and that's how franchises get better. But if your expectation was up here, and the movie to you was down here, why is it everybody else's problem that you thought the movie was down here? Because to me, I feel like it was about right here. Like, it could go a little better, but it was still good on its own. So, in my personal opinion. I don't remember if I discussed this. Future me, if I did, please cut this out. But Abby, I think, is the main reason why the animatronics are acting the way that they are. Because Abby is a child. Going back to my discussion earlier about the fact that, you know, that how would they react to a child? And I think that we got that answer. It's Abby. Abby is the answer. So if you really want there to be psychopathic, angry, not even angry, but like vengeful spirits as they are, you need to take Abby out of the picture. Completely. Just absolutely complete. Like, they were somewhat okay with Vanessa, but I think that's because Afton told them to be. And because, I mean, it's not like Vanessa, you know, shanked them or something. So they were pretty chill. But did they like Mike? Not in the slightest. I don't even think they liked him to the end. They only tolerated him because of Abby. So Abby needs to be taken out. But no one's gonna take out Abby. And on top of that, nobody complained about Gregory. Nobody complained about Cass. And at that, their respective animatronics' reactions to them. Now, granted, they are also AI, but, you know, let's assume that the theory that Freddy, Glamrock Freddy, is or rather has Mike's spirit in him. Gregory is not related, but he still cared because there is something in him that just struck this brotherly vibe going on. So, that's what I think. So yeah, that's why I think the FNAF 1 animatronics were chill. It's gonna be interesting to see how the FNAF 2 characters go. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to rewatch the trailer because it was really fast. Maybe somebody in the comments can let me know. But it looked like they were in a, like, some, not government, but like some sort of school-ish environment, the toy animatronics. I don't feel like it's a pizzeria that we're gonna be in again, at least not for very long. So I would like to see how they're gonna play the toys into this, for them to get immersed into society. I think that's gonna be interesting, because clearly they're chasing something or someone. Maybe it's Abby, I have no clue, but I don't know, I think it's gonna be good. I would like to maybe see some more deaths, even if it's off camera. I think seeing the animatronics at Hunt brings back that reminiscence of FNAF 1, of the FNAF games. So maybe in this sense, FNAF 2. I want Blue Boy. I want Blue Boy to steal somebody's batteries. I think that would be very entertaining, just for someone to go, "Ah, shirt, my flashlight, ah!" And it's because, and the Blue Boy's just sitting there, you know. I think that would be peak entertainment. I would crack my booty off. Anyway, I think that's all the stuff I wanted to talk about here. Anything else, I will happily have a little discussion with in the comments, so long as we're staying nice to each other. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys like this kind of content where it's just a lot of cute talk. And let me know that by putting something in the comments below or giving this video a like. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you are notified of a Game and Friday and the next time we do something similar to this. Until next time, you guys, I'm RL Activities. Don't forget to be radical. Have a nice day.